Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new version of Imperator Rome, Marius. That's the current version of the game now. But I'm still using two little same mods as I did in the previous series, which is Interesting Histories and Interesting Treasures. Which are just small little info things, which isn't game breaking or anything. But still. And I also have the Heirs of Alexander DLC. But my playthrough for this series is going to be much different than the others, because there's this idea I have in mind, and then I thought to myself, is it possible that we can make this happen? Can you form into this nation with that as its state religion, which has never been done before? And I'll tell you what that is. We'll go to the new game. But in this series, I will not be playing a Hellenic nation this time. No, but we'll be living still relatively close to it. Relative would be an understatement, but the nation that I will be playing as is Pontus. Yes, Pontus. Which they are Zoroastrians. And we know that everybody knows what Zoroastrianism is, for those who are familiar with some of my past Zoroastrian playthroughs of Crusader Kings. But this is the old Zoroastrians, not the medieval ones, but still. Because since they made a lot of military changes to the game on this version of Imperator Rome, and I try to think of a religion that would be best to appeal to this sort of thing, and I thought Zoroastrian. Okay, that's one step. It's a bit of a departure from Hellenic, since everybody's used to seeing me as Hellenic. But the government, however, is tribal. It's a settled tribe, as it is a Anatolian tribe, Cappadocian to be exact, which is not far from Cappadocia proper. Which, the culture's a bit widespread there. About as widespread as the Phrygians and the Paphlagonians. But Zoroastrianism is not widespread in Anatolia. Maybe back in the Persian Empire, but its native faith is still very prominent. With Zoroastrianism creeping over into Armenian territories and even into Cappadocia. But the ruling clans of Pontus are Zoroastrian. And it will have a Pontic heritage, which it adds a bit more on the unintegrated culture group happiness, 0.05 plus monthly rule of popularity gain, and its drawback is civic provincial investment cost increased. Now, I know some of you are thinking that, whoever plays as Pontus, they would be encountering, this old man, Mithridatic, who's a Median Zoroastrian. And they say that Mithridatic will go to Paphlagonia, and Paphlagonia will become the Mithridatic kingdom. And then eventually Pontus would also swallow up by death. Although you can make a decision on whether to bring him here or not, but I have a much different plan. And this is going to be the tough one. We're not going to do a Mithridatic playthrough with this in Pontus. That will not happen in my playthrough. I have a much different in mind. And that's the reason I said, how come nobody's ever done this? My major goal of this Pontic series will be to turn this Anatolian Zoroastrian tribe into a republic. Yes, a Zoroastrian Republic. Because not a single country in the game, as far as I'm concerned, because any independent Zoroastrian entities that were out there, they're all monarchies. Most notably Big Armenia. an autocratic monarchy that are Zoroastrian faith. But there was never a Zoroastrian Republic. And that's going to be the major goal of this series. The other part of the major goal is survive. Knowing that we're tribal and we're not going to, put on a good fight against monarchies or major republics. But there's plenty of levies. So let's get down to business then. And here we are. Pontus. Hasadamas Oranted. He's kindly and he's deceitful. Which adds up a bit more on the corruption, which isn't going to be good as he's currently siphoning funds, as he has nothing on his personal wealth. And he's the tribal chief of the Pontic people here. Or Cappadocian. Pontus is a nationality rather than ethnic. Just don't get him confused. And these are the families we have to appeal to. Our ruling family, or ruling clan, is the Orantids. The other are the Zuxids, Arids, and Mithraitis. Not to be confused with what I had mentioned earlier from over there. Zoroastrian. We're all Zoroastrians ruling over people that are mainly Sabelline and of mixed cultures. Because there's some Pontics who are Greco-Pontics. Yeah. We do have a small navy, which will combine these two, and we're probably hardly ever going to use them. But there's no shortage of levies here. So that's 17 total when both are raised. And if we can expand more land, that means more levies. More levies ensures the protection of our tribe. And when I mentioned that we wish to be the first ever Zoroastrian Republic of Pontus, which will happen probably like a century or two later, as it is 304 BCE, which is the start date. But now, look at here. I almost kind of said, look at here. Tribal reform, you gotta get to there. But to do that, the centralization must be up to 60%. Right now it's 10%, and it's currently not changing. But there are ways of increasing centralization. Especially that our here capital is a city, a fortress, and 2 aqueducts. If we can build more buildings, that increases tiny bit of civilization level. And its civilization here is what I believe that increases centralization. Right? I'm sure there's others. Yeah, here it is. These things. What you gotta do. There's one flaw in being tribal. Again, I had little prior experience playing as tribal. Since I have far more experience playing as republics, more than monarchies, more than tribal. Where is it? There's another screen that I'm looking for. Technology. That's a drawback in playing as tribal. You'll hardly get any innovations. So we just won't be getting the good stuff. Not until much later time. So we'll be far behind the times of technology. And the only way for the survival of our tribe and these clans from within, all Zoroastrian, is to be expanding. Expand we shall. Matter of Bithynia and Paphlagonia. Our fortunes are witness for us. The Bithynia and Paphlagonia region has been considered part of our borders, yet much of it remains beyond our control. Make sure that it is brought under our influence one way or another. Pontine. That's the nationality. Not Pontine, I guess. Oh, it's an alternate name. Consult the clan council. Meanwhile, we'll pick 2 ideas. Armies up, obviously, but for oratory. Go for military administration. Got to get the loyalty for generals and admirals up, because we all have to stick together. There can be no disloyalty amongst us of the levies who are owners to these clans. There cannot be any disloyalty. We all have to stick together, or we will fall. And with that, national tribes and happiness up is the bonus. So again, vast majority of the people that live here are of this faith. Zoroastrian is a minority, equally with Hellenic. But everybody's Cappadocian, with some Paphlagonian and 1 Armenian. There's a few Persians and a few Greco-Pontic. So if I was to ally with somebody, it would likely be with Armenia, because we're of the same faith. We have common threats. We can support each other here. And it's possible I may have to get them on our side too. But we may start fabricating claims to get these areas soon. In fact, let's see. Provinces. Paphlagonia Imperalis here. Marius here. Bithynia Imperalis. Where? There. In other words, what little gains you have to make, you gotta be quick about it. Which will come in due time. At least we own a lot of land here. And plus, unlike some of my past playthroughs which you've seen, you usually see me start as a local power, or even a city-state. Pontus is a regional power, because we hold above 25 territories. So it's a good start. We do have surplus of that, which we mostly have light infantry. What else do we need? Have population promotion speed. Just looking. Thinking about getting another letter, you know, just in case when we trade one. We got enough wood here. get it from Egypt. Oh, don't forget you ought to appeal to the tribesmen. If we happen to get another trade import, unless we want to spend it on this early on, and then we should go get more there because I mean we don't have any archers right now, but there could be a time. And also, you cannot switch commanders, I think. When you raise levies. I don't think you can. Because whoever's the, you know, province owner of it, well then, that's what you are going to get. Good luck with that. And plus, you cannot have legions until you are a monarchy or a republic. Again, just tribal rules. So things work differently around here. So for now, let's just build one marketplace here for economic reasons. Oh yes, and I am not married yet. If I want to continue on existing. But there are no possible characters, unfortunately. But I ain't got no money, so siphon funds first, unless they offer me a bribe. Bribe? Bride! Get those words confused. Only have one treasure. Sacred stone dedicated to the Anatolian war goddess Ma, known as Enyo to the Greeks. On top stands the figure of Nike, the goddess of victory. Yes, it's mixed. We worship Hellenic ones, one of Sabanene, and one Zoroastrian. Some are better than others. Though there is one, Zoroaster of the Spitama, which, you know, they do have a holy site over there. But since he's a, you know, it's like, yes, he's a prophet and founder of Zoroastrianism, but since he is a deified character, much like Alexander the Great, you'll get more bonuses each time you call upon him. But we'll get him later because I like having Athena. It's for the political influence. No monthly civilization change, so that's kind of useless. And I wish we could change it for something better. Reinforcement speed sounds good. That's passive. What's better, reinforcement speed or manpower recovery? I mean, there's two Zoroastrians, but mind you, each time you change it, you're going to drop the stability big time. Since we hardly ever produce research, so might as well call upon Athena for starters. Just because we're Zoroastrians does not mean that we still have to appeal to the other gods because it's a mixed population here. Although one day we will form a great Zoroastrian nation. But we will recognize the other gods still. Because, you know, you can't just abandon them outright. Now, anyways, it's been 20 minutes, so let us go. Whatever makes us a fortune. Get to you in a moment. Meditation. Oh, mediation. An argument has been fiercely raging for some time now between Edzetta and Glafarid. The gist of the matter is that it involves a sizable quantity of wealth, with each claimant certain of their rightful owner. After months of rootless discussion, both parties have agreed to let the tribal chief Asadamus decide on the solution. I'm just looking at you two. I will just say that Clapara makes a good case. How many friends I should be having? You can have up to 4. Be careful who you trade people with. You may never know you'll lose some of these. Debate has raged for many years over our rocky relationship with nation-states resident of Paphlagonia. Calconia, a nation many in Pontus call a friend, stands well placed to provide us assistance in our endeavors to control the region. Many of our more warlike advisors, however, seem intent on burning all bridges and laying waste to Calconian lands in an effort to further advance in our cause. Where is Calconia? Oh, this one. Look, to ensure the survival of our nation, we have to be more warlike. Let them know that their land is in our sights. Well, not quite. But those, yeah, definitely. Take it easy. Slow down. I know, everybody wants those damn resources. Lose capital bonus, ship recruit speed? Go ahead. Because I'm not building any more ships at this time. Unless we get more of the coast, then I will consider. What's the matter? What makes you think that we should be allies with you? Because we may have a claimant against you. Look, in a theoretical war, Armenia will be on our side. Or we can call Armenia in our war and then we'll conquer your land. As well as anybody else. Unfortunately, Cappadocia has a satrapy. Which one day will free our people. Even though it's ruled by Hellenic Macedonian. So he's indeed their satrap here. So your main focus should just control most of the northern coast as much as you dare. And find the right opportunities to pass laws to give us more centralization. Yeah, unfortunately, Armenia controls this large sway of land, so we may have to include the coastal areas too, in addition to expanding there. I mean, the more we expand to more of this area, That means more levies for this one. As long as the governor stays loyal. But as for you, I'll say no. It's been here. Anybody? Oh, there's one. She just turned 16. Intelligent, arbitrary, and benefactor. Even though, yes, we're related as she's part of the same family as I. But still. Yeah, it'll do. Not the best idea, but it'll do. It'll be done this October. The region of Bithynia to Paphlagonia has remained a valuable source of trade and commerce for our nation for many long years. Many amongst the clan council insist that such a bountiful land would serve much better purpose if fully integrated under the Pontine banner. Of course, as with all matters of state, many are in opposition, claiming that a healthy relationship with our neighbors is far more important than a wanted land grab. The leaders of each side have presented their arguments and asked for arbitration as to which method would be more appropriate in our dealings with the various states resident in the region. It would didn't prosper under our rule, so we gotta stay warlike. Because we know what our intentions are. Heaven forbid that they would ally with the Antigonid kingdom. To deal with all these in the future. So as long as Zoroastrian Armenian brother stick together. Even though you can also hold a decision. Oh, where is it? Here it is. The Summon War Council, where you just get a claim right here, right now. You know, check it out. War Council assembles. After traveling for many days, the proud members of our Pontine War Council are gathered together in Anastasia, ready to discuss the waging of war on new foes. Hunched over the broad table, Sinus, a well-loved and competent leader, Croesus, renowned benefactor of numerous temples, and Prusias, something of a wild card, whose opinions are regarded as novel, opined loudly on their chosen course of action. As promising and flawed arguments are proffered from all sides, the status quo descends eventually. Croesus and Prusias agree on the necessity curbing the Paphlagonian threat, whereas Sinus opines that his preference lies on the planet design of Sinope. It is up to us the best course of action. Of course, there's a question of loyalty. I'll just say, you bunch of damn fools. I believe the best one is just have the Paphlagonian province, because as we said, we plan on going to war with them as soon as we get that claim, but there's no need for that now. We could just start writing it up and call Armenia in our war, and we'll be good. But remember, this is to ensure our survival. And we got it. And we can bring them with us right now, but take a good look. This is the land that we'll have claim to. It's a bit more inland, but since it's a sizable land, that means there's probably plenty of levies in there. Yeah, some from bridges and there. So no doubt. And plus, just based on what I've read, I think it would be. I don't know if that's going to prevent it. As in, if we go to war against Paphlagonia right now and defeat them in a war, would that prevent Mithridatis from moving in? This one. Would that prevent them from moving in here during this course of action with Armenia's assistance? So in other words, when we raise armies, don't rush. Just stand back. Let them rage on. They'll be alone on this issue. There's only one city there. This is their capital. Ankara. Ankara. But what I would much prefer is, well, this is what I have planned for this upcoming conflict. Yes, I'll take all of this. This Phrygian land is to be left alone and go more towards the coast because of that port there. Coastal provinces are more important. When you have more access to the sea, well, then there's more room for navies. Not to mention the increasing the size of our levy in this land. And this would open the door to take more lands here, here, and okay. Well, maybe except for this one. But it'll get us a lot of room. And of course, don't forget that we'll eventually expand a bit of this. And who knows, maybe up there too if we are that ambitious, but we just want to gather more land to increase the size of our levies for the survival of our tribe and figure out how to get more centralization by either passing through laws and more until we get to investigate a tribal reform, and then we'll have a tribal reform mission, and then we'll head to the Republic route, which is my major goal of this Pontic series. We're not going to do the Mithridatic route, it'll be the Republican route. The first Zoroastrian Republic in the world. Because Zoroaster even dreamt of something of an ideal society, which one can even describe as democratic. Yes, Prophet Zoroaster even thought of democracy in his day, even though that word did not exist in his time. He said something like that. So despite the fact that we have a Hellenic deities, cylinders, and only one Zoroastrian, Yazada, which is angel. So I can imagine this. The Zoroastrian Republic, and we will slowly move away from Hellenic, the other deities, and go all Zoroastrian. And especially when we have Prophet Zoroaster. Oh, excuse me, already active. I showed you earlier. And each time when you call upon him, populations will be converted to Zoroastrianism just like that. So, that's our dream. And that's the purpose why I decided to do this series in the first place. And that is, can this dream be achieved? Well, let's do it. This is a start, even though we're still in the middle of a mission. But come on in, Armenia. Just need your help for a little bit. Raise all levies. Scatter up over here. Fall back. Wait for the Armenians to come. Let them come to our territory, then we'll beat them back and take it to them. Once that fortress falls, we will have most of the north. Leave Ankara and the Phrygian lands alone. We don't plan on taking their territory. And once we're done, these guys are next. Also, mind you, you can't merge the units. Well, so is it has friends outside of our borders, often trying to use his network to the advantage of our nation. He believes friendship with the court philosopher of Armenia could be put to use to increase their opinion on us. All I have to do is send some wealth his way, and he will try to improve our reputation in Armenia. Yeah, go ahead. No. All these, you know, these clan chiefs all gotta run their own ways. Whereas I manage my chariots and the light infantry. That's why we all have to stick together. Oh boy, I gotta select all these. I got to, oh, where is it? I'm drawing a blank. Attachments allowed on all levies. March. We've gathered up here. Some Armenians will be assisting us. They could take territory if they might. This one's got a weaker general. Low-level general, I should say. So head to here. Gotta trick them into coming here. They have a much better general, even though he's a sea dog. But the Armenians will come and save our skin. Who's the best general out of all of us? 5, 8, 10. Okay, let's cross this then. There's me with 7. These are my levies. So you're the best general. Go for envelopment. Who knows what they'll try. We'll likely win. This way. Okay, he hasn't entered the battle yet, so he's using deception. Right call, because we're about to come in with envelopment. We killed them all before the rest of us arrived. Oh, actually, no. It's our guys that lost. We misread. Well, this is a delaying action, one would think. Thought I had selected for that one. I guess not for that army. But oh well. We got him. We killed them all. That's vengeance. Go chase them down. We're gonna get them cornered. Okay, basically whoever's in command, switch tactics. Yes, we lost 500 on them. Terrain is to our benefit. Stand still. Gonna take a river crossing penalty for this. But hopefully we'll prevail. Good thing we have light cavalry. Clan Council speaks. Rhetoric of debate have raged for a full year. The Clan Council of Pontus has reached the final stance on the matter. Drawing a sharp breath, Nero decides, Bethany and Paphlagonia must belong to Pontus. Enhanced militarization. Yes, our diplomatic reputation will go down. Because... So that's only for 240 months. Early aggressive expansion. That's what's going to happen. And what will happen. Let's begin the siege. Can't raise them all yet. The others that were taken out. Siege the countryside. Let the Armenians take the fortress. Plus, is that all Armenia is bringing? Oh no, more reinforcements are coming. You see, this is why we have them as our ally. Because I knew they have a large force. As they're an autocratic monarchy. Not a tribe like us. Because, you know, you gotta appeal to somebody. So more Armenian reinforcements are on their way. So again, I just want this and the coast. We can leave them by having their part of Phrygia. Because that's where they're going to get their levies from. The next time they're in hostilities. And then we'll be dealing with the others like them in our future. This fort will begin to fall. Okay, it just fell now. Thank you. I was about to say. So basically, once a fort of a province falls, it'll all be occupied. Let's take the coast. Also, by the way, why not the Mithridatic route? Because if you do that, your government will change from settled tribe to an autocratic monarchy. And I've already stated that let us try to form our first ever Zoroastrian Republic, which has never been done before in the history of Imperator Rome. I looked up all the other forms and such from players' experience, and I'm surprised nobody's ever done that. And of course, I'm all about hearing the firsts. One of our clan chiefs, Marius, has proven to be one of our most loyal subjects time and again. We received a message from him where he offered his aid. This is a good opportunity to show the rest of Pontus how loyal he is, and to benefit from it. If only more could follow his example. Military might is always worthwhile. We will have max manpower. Actually, far over the limit. We have more reserves. Okay, we've taken majority control of this area, so now it's starting to fall under our control. Now we've taken full control. Okay, give it time. Let Armenia take that fort. Hold position. Hold. Just wondering where they're going. This way. We'll eliminate them here. Kill them all. Nowhere to run. This is why you got to build more fortresses in each province. Remember that as a priority, especially whenever we make a large amount of money next time. Each province you hold, have at least one fort each, especially in defensive wars. Now wait for Armenia to take the last fort, and then we'll begin negotiations. Just to take about as much land as I want. Last of the Haggras. One of the fabled veterans from the Silver Shields, the backbone of Alexander's army, is requesting a place to stay in Pontus. They've not often seen after they betrayed Eumenes by heading over to Antigonus, as the unit was split up and dismissed by the general. Seems Theophilos Alexandrid was banished from Sinope, our next door neighbor. Really? A man like you, said to be from the Silver Shields. But they'll be welcome. I mean, just because we're Zoroastrians doesn't mean that we're full-on Zoroastrian. Okay, here it goes. Everything's falling right now. I got a son. Thought it was named after myself, but because I thought I'd seen a name somewhere. Also, I don't know too much about Perso-Anatolian names they use, so I don't have a list of names. So whatever name comes up, I'll take it. Not gonna come up with something original. Hey, switch under our control, will ya? Wait for it. 2, 1. Bingo. Okay. So, we're just marching our troops home, you know, just in case. What's going on? Ah, it's a war between these two. We do have claims against all these lands. And yes, that includes Antigonid Kingdom too, which is rather concerning. Because it's all for this land here. Which now this will open the door to sweep the coast all the way to Bithynia, which is a tributary to the Antigonid Kingdom, which that one we will not touch. Though they are at war with the Diadochi, with the Macedonians, the Egyptians, and the Seleucids. And maybe Thrace if it gets involved by then. Not going to give Armenians land, but it is with good relations, so I'm sure we'll hope that you'll fight for us in our future wars. But with the amount of land that we're going to gain and the levies that we'll get from it, I'm sure we can handle it ourselves for these localized conflicts. So thank you. Okay. Let's talk peace. I wonder how much aggressive expansion we're going to get out of this. What are your suggestions? Exactly. Okay, so all these areas to Pontus, it'll give us 8, count them, 8 aggressive expansion, which doesn't sound like much, but we're currently the aggressors of that war, and it's going to take a long time for it to get down. But there's no need to have any gains towards Armenia other than they say, thanks for your help. And I am glad that they're going to give us the coast as well. They can keep this of a little remnant, and we won't bother them anymore. Because that would be entering Phrygia territory, and I have no desire to go to Phrygia. All we need is the coast, and only that. The inland territories are a necessity. This is a complete victory after all. So have at it. That's 45 territories for us. There's only one starry population here, unfortunately, but it's a fact of life, you know. The Armenians can go home now. The aggressive expansion is going to go away for slowly unless we change our stance to appeasing, which will have a faster decay. Not too fast, but a little faster. So I'll switch to that because neutral stance is just diplomatic relations, which we aren't using much of that anyhow. Even though we have enhanced militarization, which won't go away in 20 years, until 20 years' time. Oh, so they're already over there. So no doubt our next target will be with them, as we do have a claim on this area. But mind you that Amessos, Kerosos, and Kotiora will be with them. So these lands will be coming to us. We have claims to it. So it'll be yes to these. And I guess a little bit of these, but you may want to fabricate those two claims right away. So it'll cost less on the aggressive expansion. And we don't know about their fate, but just in case. There'll be no change from the stability. And we have a little bit of a war exhaustion. Even though we can, oh no. Let me see, since we are out on the field. 4 cohorts from Trapezos. And there's Sinope forces, which they have 4 cohorts. And probably less on each and every one of them, so they'll have to use their combined numbers to defeat us. But we can disband our levies now, or we can get them on the border, then jump them. Even though we will have to take them out one by one. Let me see. Non-migratory tribe, Hill Fort Initiative, Centralization. Yeah, we have to pass that law sometime. Hey, we do have the influence, just it'll cost you 15 stability. Negative stability will have its drawbacks. So I'm thinking this first. These are for not centralizations. This here, all of this is for centralization. I see. Well, you need to get up to 60 to have a travel reform mission tree. And we get most of our money through comps. All the clans are loyal. So we'll go for this first. Domestic trade is a subjective matter. As long as all parties are content with the deal, we see no reason to step in. Nonetheless, we should legislate for a system of good practice when engaging in barter trades. Such arrangements are notoriously difficult to tax, however. You could change more laws, but it'll cost you. And when you have less stability, people won't be happy. But it'll go up somewhat. Hope I made the right call. Yeah, just had to make a little... I don't know, it's possible you could still declare war against enemies while you still have your troops raised. So in that case, get up on the border, quick! You dare? I don't know about you, but I'll give it to you. No, we're about to go to war with you very soon. That's their navy. Or about to engage him soon. Just hang on. Yeah, more trade since we've acquired this territory. And I see that we're getting larger. Or am I crazy? All that manpower that we spent earlier. Reinforced. So they're fully reinforced now. Ready to fight. And Armenia will be ready to assist us, we hope. Which they still will. Wait till they're in position. We're about to be at war with them, so don't do that. We can easily crush them. We do have a claim with them too, right? Yes, sir. It's those feudatories that they will join. They got no allies. And I know this will cause more and more jump of aggressive expansion. Where we have claims against, you know, these guys too. Since they got their own little issue. And them too. Actually, no. Okay, read the missions again. It's been a while. Yeah. Need to control the entirety of Paphlagonia and Imperator. Yeah, making gains. Now that will be the hard part. But you can go this one. Triumph of Patagonia. So, cannot be played for favoritism, picking a side, and consolidate, which is actually either or. So I would much prefer to go for this route. It will be for the best. So now centralization is going to be increasing, but as I said, this may take a long time, possibly up to a century from now before we see our first Zoroastrian Republic of Pontus. We've already decided our path. Ready? Let's go. Fight for our tribal chief. Still using that same old tactic, but I believe that's the majority of our army using. Armenia, what are you up to? Oh, you're at war with them. Albania wants a piece of this, and Armenia wants the... Alright, we'll join, but it's too far away for me to care. And it's a war that you've started. Okay. But we already have our hands full. We just hope you keep some of your forces over here. Although some of our territory may become, may get taken over. In fact, our navy is about to be eliminated, which I wasn't planning on using them anyhow. Which is problematic. It's occupied by them. This is going to be the tricky part, but some Armenian forces will still be with us. Pirates out there. Watch where you're clicking. The Armenians will help us to retake the territories that fell under enemy control. Just hope it doesn't get to our capital. So all I need is fully occupy them, then this, this, and this. As long as it says Pontus, occupied by Pontus. But unfortunately, due to enemy occupation, that's going to increase the war exhaustion. Which the only positive of that is gives us more monthly military experience. Distraught officials from the province of Paphlagonia Imperialis are reporting that not an insubstantial portion of the province's grain reserves have been allowed to fester and rot away due to inability and competent practices used to store them. The local people are in uproar at their toil being wasted so frivolously and worry about having go hungry. All look to us for justice in this scarcely unbelievable scandal. Say that proper stanza followed. Yep. Pirates in the Pontus Sea. Pontix. Basically, half of the Armenian forces are committed to assist us. Well, most of them are going to be sent over there unless Albania is going to get their big chunk of land. Now. No, 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 no. My God, no. What the... How do you stop that assault? I didn't mean to click on it. You need to wait out assault first. How do you call off the assault? I didn't mean that. Well, the Armenians are with us, but that was an accident and it worked. What I was trying to do is to look at their population. That's what I was trying to do. Get out of there. Wait till the morale recovers. Total accident. Let's go help out on this siege for this area. It was a big old accident which worked. Never do that again, alright? Watch where you're clicking next time. Think before you make your decisions. Mind if I take over this siege? Don't assault. This is the button to look at the province. Gotta get used to this UI change. But hey, at least it's gonna end the war quicker. And we'll definitely take a short break of this war, of any wartime expansion. Because we're going to be dealing with enemy occupation soon, which isn't going to help for the case of war exhaustion. And there's a blockade out there. Playing the dreadful war with Colchis, a number of important dignitaries have managed to escape our lands, hoping to find refuge. Our advisors recommend giving them asylum due to the fragile political circumstances in our region, and indeed, much favor may be gained with Colchis if we were to finish the job for them. All Pontic Hellenics. We don't think much of Colchis, too far for me to concern of them, so well, let's just welcome them. Yeah, we'll be out of manpower. We'll definitely take a break. Wait for the war exhaustion to go down, wait for the aggressive expansion before we'll continue the expand all along the coast. Should have not done that. But Armenia will protect us. Let's help them out. There's only 1,000 of these guys out there. Well, they could get up to 4. They have the manpower to do so. But our manpower recovery will be slow. If only I were to switch to this. But, it's going to cost you some more stability. We're here. Leader to this siege. Now it'll cost less of aggressive expansion now that we have claims to this area. And boy, do I have some money to spend on buildings in particular. Possibly mercenaries if we were to fight another war. Where we can't recover all the manpower levies. So we're slowly recovering, it's just with a stupid decision made right. And by the gods, don't assault again. Never again. Be it in battle or at home, it is important that our people know we are guided by Ahura Mazda and the wisdom of Zoroaster. As Mithridatic has suggested, supporting our mages and priests to spread our teachings, no, it says teachings to our people, to the people, and in return have their blessing and religiously backed message that would strengthen our subjects for a long time to come. Our men at war will know they fight for the right cause. More morale of armies as they are guided by Ahura Mazda, the Lord of Wisdom. stubborn bastards, aren't they? I know we're suffering the lack of food because we've been out here for so long. That's for second levy. Once the siege is done, pull back this particular levy. Pull back, go get some food. The rest of you, come. We got one more area to take. Yeah, that's definitely gonna run out. Food capacity meter is here. They're all good. It's just theirs ran out. They can't take it back. It's too few. And mind you, this is a city-state, which means that they can hold out longer. Increases fort defense. We won't assist you on your other war, unless you're making gains yourselves. Well, it's going to be definitely be the partition of Atropatene. I fear that we may see the Seleucid Empire in our borders soon, as they are taking more and more territory, as Egypt's taking them away. But the Antigonids surprisingly made some great gains against Macedon. So they're not out of the woods yet, but they've taken Byzantium. Which, what did they ever do to them? Oh, so they simplified the food by, say, 4 out of 9. So it will be coming soon to answer siege. Yep. Cappadocia has fallen to the Seleucid Empire, and it may become part of the Seleucid Empire. Because they are advancing. That's the reason why we must carve out our own territory up north. But we cannot guarantee how much the territory the Seleucids will take, as they all got their own ideas here. Especially of our brethren in Cappadocia. I mean, they still have a cash battle against the Marius, so may never know if the Marians could go to war against the Persian Empire, but right now they're just content with the situations in central India. Oh, you're coming to help us out on this siege? Because it's about to go down. Come over here. Yeah, definitely take a break from war. Till manpower recovers, till war exhaustion goes away, and so is the aggressive expansion before you start the next one. Armenia is here. Don't assault them. Remember that. Maybe you guys are next. Because it is part of this. It's part of Cappadocia Pontifica, so that's another reason why I have interest in this area. Okay. All of this will belong to us, thus giving us minimum aggressive expansion. So it'll be very good. After protracted conquest, we have finally routed all of their armies. The message is going to repeat. And laid waste to their lands. During the sacking of their capital, many important prisoners were taken. Many of them were previously held positions in the Conte. Now, they languish in our dungeons, awaiting whatever fate we decide to impose upon them. As I said, we need to get rid of that aggressive expansion, so this is going to be the same decision we'll be making. Banish those the class and put the rest to the sword. Cannot disband while at war. Well, fine. Go to here. Well done. Cortes is about to make gains here. Earlier I didn't think much of it, but now, well... Now they concern us a bit, but Armenia will help us out. Once again. If we feel threatened by them. But we'll continue to take every advantage to make all of this. So, if we fight against them, these guys will join up in a defensive league. These guys are not in a defensive league, so they're a prime target. So, yes, they're afraid of us now. But we cannot go to war at this time. So I would very much like to replace the Skoroi with Ata. But mind you, it'll cost you 15, so wait until we reach up to 50 again or some odd. Any other decisions you want to make? So we cannot get this until we deal with the rest of them. So we have to go this route. And then have a triumph there. I mean, it'll be easy, no doubt, but the problem now is, well, we're nearly exhausted ourselves after that last war. So we'll march home now. And with the gain of more territory, that means more trade, more income for us. Let me see. Number of ships that we'll be dealing with in that future defense league. Because you may want to build a navy, a new navy, which we can only build Liburnians and triremes. None of the heavy ships, because we don't have any wood that we've have around here. Oh, good timing. Also, we got a few more treasures. Lantern of Diogenes. A simple oil lamp is said to belong to the Cynic class or Diogenes, used to search for an honest man by day. Animal pottery. Amisos received a reputation for crafting beautiful pottery in the images of exotic animals. The crown of Amisos. A crown made entirely out of gold by the great craftsman of Amisos. It'll cost you 50. Sure. Just a divine sacrifice. Just only once. For faster stability. Again until it gets up to 50. And then we will replace it with this for faster manpower recovery speed. Okay, here it is. Mithraitis, the Prince of Chaos, has appeared in Amisos seeking refuge from the wrath of Antigonus, a ruler of the Antigonid kingdom who they suspect covets their realm. The aristocrat apparently has wealth to spare, has promised us gifts if we're willing to help him. Taking him would certainly make us particularly popular in the Antigonid kingdom. But when do we ever really care that they thought of us anyway? These are Pontine lands, and we will decide what will be done here. Tempting offer, but however, he would be getting territory. Territory that I've conquered. Territory that gives us more levies and to ensure our survival as a nation. How on earth are you going to get here? But, I mean, taking him in would cause the Antagonids to lose opinion against us, but Mithraitis will instead declare war against us, which is rather concerning. But the Antigonid kingdom will like us. So, is it just them and only them? Oh man, his government is a monarchy. I'll say he is not to be trusted, so he will seize it and some surrounding territory. But, you know, Armenia will help us out. Mithridatic invasion. The treacherous king of chaos, Mithridatis, has moved with his supporters into the mountains of Paphlagonia despite our refusal to aid him. Even now they seize fortresses and villages, gathering their forces to move against us. They underestimate us. You know Armenia is with us. What do you got? Well, what we don't got is manpower reinforcements. But Armenia is already in position, which we can beat them easily. But alas, ladies and gentlemen, we've run out of time here, because in the next episode, we will deal with this Mithridates. That I don't know if I pronounced his name correctly the whole time, but still, we will deal with him, take our land back, even though this would definitely get us even more war exhaustion. And this is a defensive war, right? Yes, it is a defensive war, which will add us more military experience. So, the question now is, which will be answered in the next episode, can the Pontine dream survive? That is the question that will be answered in the next episode. And we hope you people will join us because we dream of a democratic Zoroastrian state of Pontus, and we will not allow anyone from out there or from within to destroy our dream. But until then, so long for now.